Hey, friends. Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. Come join me, your host, Nicole, for some hope-filled conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, joined today by my friend, Angie, to chat about Destined 2, Christmas Once More. It stars Casey Elliott and Shay Robbins. Theo continues to miss connecting with his girlfriend, Kim, as he attempts to propose at Christmas. Welcome back to the podcast, Angie. I'm excited to chat about this movie with you.
Thanks for having me, Nicole. I'm excited to be here.
Of course, yes. And I know you were on to talk about the first Destined at Christmas movie last year, so I thought it was only fitting to bring you back on for the sequel.
Yes, it was perfect.
Yes.
I really love these movies, so I'm excited
Me too.
to be here.
Yes. What were some of your first thoughts on the movie watching for the first time?
Well, when I first heard they were doing a sequel, I was a little confused. Yeah. I'm like, wait, they're getting engaged, but they seem to be married anyway. But I guess the writer kind of addressed that on Chad's podcast. So I guess the only difference was, it was fine, because if she was just had the ring on and engaged, that was fine, but he had a ring on. So at first I was like, wait, how are they gonna do this? But I thought they did a great job, just kind of starting exactly 1 year past when they met on Black Friday. They brought it back to Black Friday and started it again. I thought that was great that they kind of just did the 1 year jump into the future and what's going on the next Black Friday. I thought that was a great intro. And then the whole premise of him trying to connect with her and propose. And I was really excited about this. And of course, Casey and Shay, and then Casey's daughter, Eve,
she's great
Ashley,
too.
are all locals, and I've seen Casey acting for years and years here locally. And
that's awesome.
So it's so fun to see them. And then Shay is, of course, married to Casey's bandmate in Gentry. And so it's just so fun, all those connections. And it's fun to see the local people featured on Great American Family. It's been great. And I thought they were great.
Yes, I agree. And I remember you telling me that last year when we reviewed the first one. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go to Gentry's Christmas concert, but I have to look at the dates. But hopefully they come up here and do their Christmas concert every year. And I haven't been able to go, but I definitely hope to go this year. So
I hope you do too. That would be a lot of fun. I'm sure they put on a great show. I've never seen them live.
They have beautiful voices. So
yes, they do. I've been to one Christmas concert that I can remember, and that was Michael W. Smith back in 2013. A lot of fun.
Yeah, my husband and I try to go to one concert every year as a Christmas date.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of different concerts. Last year we went to Mannheim Steamroller, which was really good.
I've heard they're great. Yeah.
We've done David Archuleta and just some of the local people that come. So they have some great Christmas concerts here. But Gentry is definitely on my list. So hopefully I can make that happen this year. But
I hope so. Yeah. And David was one of my favorites on his season of American Idol.
Yes.
I think I've mentioned that before. I was so upset when he didn't win. I literally threw a fit. I was in 8th grade, granted, so I was a little bit younger, but I've grown up since then.
We all cheered for him. He actually lived in my aunt's neighborhood when he was in elementary school, and she helped him with math. She was one of the math helpers for him. So we all cheered for him when he was on the show, and he has a beautiful voice. So
yes, he has a beautiful voice. But anyway, let's get back to the movie. One of my first thoughts about the movie was it was, like the first one, a strong script, and I loved the dynamic with the entire cast, like last year. The father-daughter relationship between Theo and Ashley were great. The relationship between Theo and his brother and sister-in-law, I loved seeing again. And the friendship between Kim and Vicky.
Yeah, I loved all the extended family. Those were some of
Yeah.
my favorite things was
Yeah.
Theo and his brother, and then also his mom was in this
Yes,
one.
his
And
mom. Yeah.
so I loved how they showed the importance of the extended families
Yeah.
and how they were really accepting of
Yeah.
the, Theo's family was accepting of Kim's family was accepting of Theo, and
Mhm.
they really were hoping for them to get together. So, and I love,
Yeah.
like the little moments with Theo and Vicky and,
Yes.
just
Yeah, those
anyway,
were great
I really
too.
like the
Yeah.
family dynamics. That was a
Yeah.
great addition this year.
Yes. Yes, me too. And of course, the movie had great Christmas feels to it with gingerbread house making, the Santa send off, the 12
Yes.
days of Christmas gifts.
Yes. It had all the Christmas
Yes.
elements, but at the
Yeah.
same time was the story of trying to get the proposal, like
Yes.
I loved all that.
Yeah, me too. Do you want to chat about some of our favorite moments that we
Sure.
enjoyed in this movie? You want to go first?
Okay. I love that they brought back the countdown calendar,
Yes, I did
and
too.
chat bought
Yeah.
it, and I just love that. Like, I
Got
kind
it.
of want to
Yeah.
get one too.
Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. Yeah.
But I just love that that's a way to track where you're at in the
Mm-hmm.
month as they're
Yeah.
going through. And
Mm-hmm.
then I love the 12 days of Christmas that
Yes.
Ashley did for her aunt and uncle
Yeah.
and cousin. That's something my family does almost every year is
Oh,
12 days
that's
of
awesome.
Christmas. We find a family or two families and we do 12 days of Christmas for them.
I
I
love
so I
that.
loved seeing that in this movie. That
Oh,
was one
yeah.
of my favorite things that they did.
Yeah.
I also loved Kim and Ashley's sleepover.
That was
That
sweet.
was a really good
Yeah.
bonding moment for those two.
Yeah.
And it was we see Theo and Ashley all the time bonding,
Mm-hmm.
but it was
Yes.
great to see the two of them and how Ashley's so excited to add Kim to her family.
Yes.
So as far as romantic moments, my favorite was when they were looking for the ring at
Mm-hmm.
the museum,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and then Kim's so confused and she's feeling like, what is going on with him?
Yeah.
And then he pauses and then he comes back and he just lays a big
I
kiss on
know.
her.
I was
Like,
like,
it was so cute.
my
So
heart melted in that moment. Like, oh.
it was a great kiss, and it was just what she needed. That smile after, you could tell that she's like, okay, everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
they had that little moment.
Yes.
And one of my other favorite moments was Kim's heart to heart with her mom, where she was asking how she knew
Mm-hmm.
her dad was the
Yeah.
right one.
Yes.
And so that was one of my favorite moments. And
Yeah.
then, of course, the proposal itself
Mm-hmm.
was
That was very
so
sweet.
good. And I love
Yeah.
how she's like, oh, I forgot to kneel down. She's like, it's okay, just keep going. So
Yeah. Can I start over?
yeah, exactly. He's like, can I
Yeah.
start over? And she's like, you don't need to. Like, you're doing fine. So,
Yeah.
and then his quote, you're everything that I've ever wanted in
Mm-hmm.
my life.
I have
Like,
that written
and
down. Yeah.
yeah, they just finally were on the same page once he finally had the ring, and
Yes.
after it was lost and all the things and all the busy with
Mm-hmm.
their jobs. And then
Yeah.
they finally were, he was just like, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
And they were on the same page and ready
Yeah.
for the step. So those
Yes.
were my highlights, I think.
Yeah. Yes. I think those were some of mine too, as well. And going back to the museum scene, I love when he goes in to kiss her, he holds her face in his
Oh
hands.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite things.
Yes. It was just, another thing I will say is the chemistry between them. I
Yeah.
think the first movie, we only got them at the very beginning and the very end together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why I like this movie so much more, I mean, I liked both of them, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
like this one more, I felt like, because we got more of them together and
Mm-hmm.
they had great chemistry. So
They do. Yeah.
that's what I really liked, was just we had those moments with them
Yes.
together. So
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see another one, maybe.
yeah, maybe we'll do the wedding next time, right?
Yes.
Do a trio of movies.
Destined 3, the wedding.
Yeah, exactly. It would be
And then
perfect.
another Destined 3 and Destined 4 and they have a baby.
Exactly.
They could go on and on and on.
But yeah, that kiss, it really was like, ooh, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good kiss.
Yes. One comedic moment that I have on my list is when Theo and Hunter are having dinner right at the beginning of the movie. And he's talking about the proposal, and Hunter's like, who gets engaged on a Monday?
That was funny.
Theo showing Ashley the engagement ring. I love how enthusiastic she was. And we mentioned this a little bit a few minutes ago, but when she says, can I get one too? And Theo says, when you're older, much
Yeah,
older.
much older.
See, another father daughter moment was Ashley's reaction to his outfit for dinner. And she's like, a tie? Dead giveaway.
Yep.
Because
She
he's
was giving
never
him all the
worn.
advice.
Yeah. He's never worn one to that particular restaurant. So she was like, no, don't do that. She'll know. This was another comedic moment, and it is the talk Theo had with Kim at the museum after showing Vicky the engagement ring. And Theo's excuse was asking what Vicky's favorite dinosaur is, but she doesn't have one.
He's like, well, that's what she told me. She doesn't have one.
Yes. He said, exactly. I was asking her which one is your favorite, and she was like, I don't have one. And she was like, okay, that was weird.
Yep, all the awkward moments because he's trying not to give it away what he's doing.
I kind of felt bad for Kim, but at the same time, it made me laugh. Just all the awkward proposal fails that they were having
Yep.
throughout the movie.
I loved when Ashley and Kim were in the car and she says, what are you going to do if you get a prize for the gingerbread house? And she's like, I'm going to buy me a necklace and a ring. And Kim's like, what gave you that idea? And Ashley's like, oh crap.
Yeah. What have I done? What have I said?
I can't give this away.
Yes. And then I think there was another moment similar to that towards the end of the movie after the sleepover, and Kim and Ashley were having pancakes, and they were talking about Theo, and Kim was asking if her dad was okay. And Ashley was like, trying not to give it away, doing her best not to say anything. He's looking for a missing pair of socks.
His favorite pair of socks went missing. She's like, okay.
Gosh. What did you think about how the ring actually got lost? That was
I was like, girl, why are you wearing that ring while you're kneading that dough? That is not a smart plan.
As soon as she put it on, I was like, oh no, it's going to get lost in the dough.
It's going to get baked into those cinnamon rolls. And then they took forever to eat the cinnamon rolls because the wife says, oh, save them, let them, they have to last you. So only eat a bit at a time.
Yeah.
So it took days and days to get to it.
Yeah. And when Theo and Hunter were eating them, I kept waiting for him to bite into the ring.
Same. Like, is that ring gonna surface in your mouth yet?
Like they kept zooming in on the cinnamon roll, and I was just waiting on pins and needles. I was like, he's gonna bite into it any second.
It seemed to be in pretty good shape though, even though it got baked into those cinnamon rolls. So that's
yes, yes, it did. I was worried it was going to be completely charred or something.
Yeah. I guess it was okay.
Yes.
Those precious metals were just fine.
Yes. Another moment I loved was Theo and Ashley talking about how he should propose to Kim. And the mention of the horse-drawn carriage, I think is what she said.
And she said like reindeer unicorns or something.
Yes, reindeer unicorns. And Theo was like, I don't know if that's possible.
It's like, I don't have any of those around to use.
Yes.
And the failed proposal at the Santa thing.
Oh yeah, that was awkward. That
Because
was so
he
awkward.
realized he didn't have the ring, so he's like, cut.
That was so awkward. He was like waving to the elf. He's like,
can't do it. Oh.
And then the look on Santa's face, he was like, what do I say now? I have no idea. I am speechless.
No wonder Kim thought he was awkward.
Yeah.
Something was wrong with him.
Yes. And then the car ride afterwards with the three of them, and she's like, are you okay? And he's like, just fine.
The look on his face, he's just driving.
Like, trying not to think about just losing your engagement.
Yeah. That'd be so bad. I can't even imagine if you lost something like that.
Yeah. Oof. Of course, I loved the scene we got with all of them going to see A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I like that tradition.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Going to a Christmas play, you know.
Yeah.
I went to this one Christmas play that they do here several years. I performed in it when I was in college.
Oh, that's awesome.
Went to it most years. I haven't gone for a little bit, but yeah, that's always a good family tradition. Get you in the Christmas spirit. So
yeah, I don't think we've done it in a long time, but hopefully we can do it again this year. I think our theater company here, they normally have a production of A Christmas Carol every year.
I love it. And I love how that was a moment where they really connected too.
Yeah, I agree. That was very sweet.
Leaning in close, and she was, you know, they were holding hands and leaning on their shoulder. You know, it just was really sweet. Like you could tell that they were in love in that part. So
yes, I agree. And the good night from Theo and Ashley saying her prayers, that melted my heart. That was so sweet.
I love that Great American Family has kind of brought God back into their movies.
I do too.
We do see them praying and different things.
Yeah, I do too.
That's really sweet.
Yes. Another great scene was Theo and Ashley spending time with Hunter and Clarissa. Now, this was at the end of the movie after he had found the ring, and they were talking about when he's going to propose. And I don't have the line written down, but I loved when Clarissa mentioned writing a letter and taking as slow as possible to write it.
They were giving him such a hard time. They're like, you just gotta do it if you're gonna do it. Because he's like, I don't want people around. I don't want her to feel pressure.
Yeah. Yes. And Hunter was like, I think he's making excuses.
Exactly.
On reasons not to propose.
Now, do you want to be proposed to in front of a lot of people, or would you rather have it be private?
Private.
Yeah.
I would not want one of those proposals like on a Jumbotron TV or
same. Yeah, that would have not
concert.
I wouldn't have liked something like that. I'm too private of a person to want it to be a big display.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. I feel the same way. I mean, of course, there are times for other people that I think it's sweet. But
some people
for me,
like that sort of thing.
Yeah. For me, no.
Yeah.
Like there was one, completely off topic, but there was one Instagram reel I saw a while back. And it was a young couple at a Taylor Swift concert. I think it was before the show started. And it was on the Eras tour, and he proposed to her in front of
the whole crowd.
The whole crowd. Yeah. I thought it was sweet, but for me, nope.
It was just my mom and my sisters.
Yeah.
My story is weird, but like I was I was wedding dress shopping, and we were waiting for the ring to come. So like we had already set the date and all the things. And I was wedding dress shopping with my mom and sisters.
Yeah.
He came in and like came up behind me and surprised me. And I was like on the pedestal with the mirrors in a wedding dress, and he proposed. So
oh, that's really sweet.
The lady that worked at the wedding dress store was like, I've never had anyone propose to while they're trying on wedding dresses. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty unique. So.
Oh, that is very sweet though.
And it was on my little sister's 10th birthday. Like I'll always remember it was on her birthday. So
I love that. Everyone has a great proposal story, or I'm sure everyone's proposal story is sweet.
My teenager told me mine was lame, but I'm like, it wasn't. It was cute. So
yeah. Yes.
Like I want something way more romantic when I'm that old.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know how I would want to be proposed to. First, I need to actually
find a man.
Find a man. When that's going to happen, I do not know.
It will happen.
It'll happen. It'll happen when the time is right. Yeah.
Yep. All in God's timing. That's what I
say. Yes.
Oh.
I'm not complaining, but it is kind of funny. Just like, okay, still single over here. All my friends are over here getting married.
The right guy has to come along.
That's true. Yes.
Takes the right one.
Yep. That's very true.
Takes one.
Yes. It's very true. Moving into our next segment, were there any questions you had about the movie or things that maybe you didn't necessarily like?
I thought it flowed pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was an enjoyable watch where I could just sit down and watch it and just felt like I enjoyed it. Sometimes I'm not a huge fan of all the misunderstanding type things.
Yeah.
So the first movie, the near misses kind of sometimes I don't like that because I'm just like, oh, can you just find each other already?
Yeah.
So at least in this movie, they, I think it was just it was very true to life. I liked how the frustration came from just how busy they were.
Yeah.
They both had a lot going on in their jobs that they were really stressed out. That's a real thing that people can relate to because our lives are busy. So trying to find that time to connect. I feel like as a married person, even I have to make time to connect with my husband because we're so busy. Last night we ran errands for my daughter's birthday and some things. We just went to some grocery stores and I said, sorry, I'm dragging you to all these errands. And he was like, it's fine because we're connecting. We're having alone time together without the kids and we can talk even though we're just running these errands. So I think, that's what I liked about the movie was that it just showed kind of a true to life portrayal of you have to find those times to connect when you're both busy in your jobs and some of those moments were really awkward. But because he was trying to not spoil the surprise, but yet she wanted confirmation that he wanted the same things that she wanted. So
very true.
There wasn't anything that I was like, oh, I didn't like that. But that I could think of. Like I said, I think the first movie was more frustrating to me just because you had all those moments where the near misses of them finding each other. But this one was pretty, I don't know. I felt like it flowed better even than the first one.
Yeah, I think so too. I didn't really have any issues with the movie either. So
it was good. It was an enjoyable one. To kick off for Great American Family. This movie this was their first one this year. And
yes, it was.
Thought it was the perfect way to kick off the season for them.
Yeah, I agree. I would give it 10 out of 10 gingerbread houses.
Yes. Hopefully Ashley's gingerbread house next year will not fall apart.
Hopefully, yes. Fingers crossed.
I
and
guess that's
hopefully
the
we'll
part.
get to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, that part was just kind of sad to me because
I know.
I'm not good at making gingerbread houses, so that would probably happen to me.
I'm
It would
not
go more
either.
like that for me.
You should have seen my cousin and I's gingerbread village we made last year. It fell apart maybe within 15 minutes of us finishing it.
I've seen a cute idea. This is what she should have done. This is what Ashley should have done. Is when your house falls apart, you just put some dinosaurs in there. And it's like the dinosaurs smash the house. That's what she should have done. She should have
That's a good idea.
Kim's dinosaurs and stuck it in there like, oh, the dinosaur
That's a good idea. Every year, it's like the icing never stays in place. The roof falls off.
Well, and it depends on the weather and the temp, like.
Yeah. The gumdrops.
You know what works really good though? Make them out of Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I'll have to try that.
Yeah, because they stick together better. I don't know. They already have icing on the outside.
That's true. Yeah.
We've done that.
I'll have to try that. Yeah.
They work better.
Yes. Maybe this year they'll turn out better than last year. And then one of my other cousins, she has a 6-year-old daughter, I think. I could be a little off on the age, but she wanted to help us last year with the gingerbread village. Like she was putting the icing on and helping us put the gumdrops on. She's like, where do I put it? Where do I put it?
My kids have to decorate them every year.
Yeah, it's always fun, even if they fail. Yeah, that's what makes it fun.
Exactly.
Yes,
it's always a good time.
Yes. Well, this was so much fun, Angie. Thank you for joining me for Destined 2 Christmas Once More. I had a great time.
Yes, thanks for having me, Nicole, and
of course,
thanks everyone for listening.
Yes, and I will definitely have you back on again in the future.
Perfect.
Another Christmas movie.
To it.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right, everybody. I think that wraps up our review of Destined 2 Christmas Once More. If you enjoyed this episode, you can like this video and share your thoughts on the movie in the comments. If you want to stay up to date on all of my movie reviews, you can subscribe to this channel and make sure to turn on the bell so you don't miss an episode. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a great day or night wherever you are in the world, and we will see you next time. We love y'all. Bye.
Bye.